My family is for me. My home is my fortress of solitude.
Jimmy!
Hey, Liz! I was playing some air piano.
Shrinking premiered on Apple TV in January of 2023. And after its monster success, we're nearing the end of this beloved franchise with just one season left. The premise of the show is pretty simple on paper, but it translates so incredibly well. So basically there's this therapist named Jimmy, who's played by Jason Segel, and he loses his wife in a car accident, which is obviously very tragic, but then he responds by basically blowing up his entire life. Drinking, doing drugs, and some would say even being slightly neglectful towards his teenage daughter.
Why did you wake me up? There's no good snacks. Dad is on his health kick.
I know where Dad keeps the good stuff.
That sneaky little bitch.
I know.
I'm getting spooned.
The show was already in good hands before it started because it was co-created by Jason alongside Bill Lawrence, who's kind of a mastermind behind the shows Ted Lasso and Scrubs. And I have to, of course, mention the third co-creator, who's Brett Goldstein. Now, many people know Brett from playing Roy Kent on Ted Lasso, but of course he's actually also a character on Shrinking where he plays Lewis.
I don't get it. They lock you in a room.
Yeah.
And you can't.
Yeah.
You have to do maths problems.
Yeah.
And you enjoy it.
Nah.
The show was originally pitched to Apple TV specifically with a 3-season arc. So season 1 was supposed to be about grief, season 2 was about forgiveness, and season 3 was about moving on. So it makes you wonder how season 4 got the green light, but we'll get to that later. Now, controversially, this show and each of its first 3 seasons have all scored 90% or more on Rotten Tomatoes, which if you know anything about that site, that is very, very difficult to do. And at the show's peak, it was actually the most watched television program on the platform, which is crazy when you stack it up against some of the other ones with big budgets like Silo or Severance. The awards recognition has definitely matched the audience response as well. Across its run, Shrinking earned 9 Emmy nominations and 12 wins across various award shows, racking up over 62 nominations total. The show absolutely dominated at the 2025 Emmys, where it won Best Comedy Series overall. That was followed by Jason Segel himself picking up a nomination for Outstanding Lead Actor in a Comedy.
Enough. Grace, we've been doing this for 2 years. 2 years of your life. I have never seen a guy tell a woman that she is dumb and lucky she has great tits and thought to myself, wow, they must really be in love.
Then we had Jessica Williams, who plays Gaby, who got a supporting actress nod, and Michael Urie, who plays Brian, landed one for supporting actor as well. Then there was Harrison Ford, who at 83 years old, after a career of insanely famous movies, received his first ever Emmy nomination for supporting actor in a comedy, making him the second oldest nominee in that category in Emmy history, only behind Alan Arkin. Now, season 3 ran 11 episodes and wrapped just recently on April 8th, 2026. And because the creators always planned this as the end of their original 3-season story,
Is that one needle? That's one needle? That's one needle? Is that one needle? Answer me, is that one needle? I just want to know how many needles it is.
the finale was titled And That's Our Time, because it was written to feel conclusive, and I would say that it did. Every major character arc lands somewhere significant. So first we have Alice, Jimmy's daughter, played by Lukita Maxwell, who is heading off to Wesleyan University for college in Connecticut. And Jimmy has this planned out speech ready. He wants this goodbye to be perfect, but of course, as usual, something goes wrong and Alice gets into a fight with her best friend Summer right before leaving.
I forgot because you haven't mentioned it for like almost 5 minutes.
Really?
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 No. You're not involved in this.
Okay, I'm sensing maybe a little tension.
Shut up, Connor. You know what? I'm gonna sleep with your brother. I'm so tired of you.
And it shows you that when you have the best laid plans, sometimes life gets other ideas. Gaby, on the other hand, finds Derek's engagement ring before he has the chance to propose. And then she spirals, basically deciding that she needs to propose to him herself on her terms. Sean, who's played by Luke Tenney, reveals that he's quietly moved out of Jimmy's pool house 3 days before even saying anything, and basically, he was too nervous to hurt his feelings. And then we have Liz and other Derek, who decide to go to Barcelona before they settle into being grandparents. And Paul, Harrison Ford's character, has already packed up and relocated to Connecticut with his wife Julie to manage his advancing Parkinson's disease. The fight between Jimmy and Paul from partway through the season hangs over everything, which is why their reconciliation by the end of the season brings peace to everyone at last. So this is where the renewal news gets really juicy. So Apple TV actually announced that Season 4 was approved in January of 2026, which was the day before Season 3 premiered, which isn't typical.
There's my baby angel. Oh, Mama. So good to see you. Oh, your hair looks amazing.
Because normally networks will wait about 90 days after the current season premieres to track viewership before renewing. But this time was a little different. Lawrence's announcement of Season 4 on social media kind of initially confused fans because he wrote that it would be a completely new story with the same cast. So people started asking, does that mean there's going to be a complete recast? Is this going to be more of like a reboot, or were the characters changing? But he was quick to clarify that it'll feature the same characters, the same actors, but just with a completely new story. And the comparison that he kept drawing from was Ted Lasso's Season 4, which also returns after the original story concluded, with the same core cast but a different narrative. The one and only hint that we got from him from Season 4 is when he said, quote, "I don't think you could ever get away from where the show started."
Connor is the one who cheated.
Do you really think there's a world where Connor gets to choose who he fucks?
No.
I feel like I'm losing it, Jimmy. And every time I feel that way, I can trace it back to one person. Yeah, you.
Which is with Jason Segel and Harrison Ford. So we do know there will be a substantial time jump between seasons 3 and 4, and Lawrence himself confirmed this in interviews after the finale. When pressed about how long the time jump will be, he just answered by saying it will be significant and beyond just a year or two. So what I'm taking from that is that by the time we see these characters next, Gaby could already be married to Derek and running a brand new crisis therapy clinic out of Paul's old space. We might see Alice already as a college graduate by the time we catch up with her. Brian and Charlie will likely have a toddler, not a newborn. And Jimmy, as of the end of Season 3, is someone who's genuinely moved on. So the question for Season 4 is, what will his life actually look like now that it's no longer organized around grief?
He was a carpenter, and now he's an actor. And his job is to come in and build these scenes, and you're his partner in that.
And I think it's fair to say that most fans are a little nervous about Paul's storyline just because his Parkinson's has been progressing over the last 3 seasons. But the show creators actually haven't been that shy about telling us who the inspiration for his character actually is, which is Phil Stutes. He's a real therapist who also has Parkinson's, and he's actually the subject of the Jonah Hill-directed Netflix documentary Stutes. Lawrence also confirmed that it's not an accident that Alice ends up in college in Connecticut, which is obviously close to where Paul and Julie now live. And I think this pretty strongly implies that Paul will remain central to the story and not just some guest appearance. I do also think there's been some Easter eggs planted at the end of Season 3 about what's going to happen in Season 4. Because the timing worked out well. Apple renewed the show while the writers were still finishing the scripts for Season 3, meaning that they had time to kind of place some of those in the back half of the season. Some of those Easter eggs that come to mind are the unresolved things with Ginny's actual father, Randy, played by Jeff Daniels, who Lawrence confirmed will be back for Season 4. Then we've got Gaby's trajectory with her new clinic and what changes with the Ginny-Paul dynamic now that Paul is no longer Ginny's therapist or friend.
Can you please go pick up Mom from her surgery on Monday? I'd super appreciate it. Thank you.
No, I can't actually because I have clients all day and then I have class.
The writer's room is already open and Lawrence said production is scheduled to start very soon, so I'm very excited to see what they have up their sleeves. Now, on the guest star front, I think we might also get a comeback of the character Gary, who's played by Michael J. Fox. Obviously, this is a really touching story because in the show, he plays a Parkinson's patient who bonds with Paul, but as we know, Parkinson's is something that Michael J. Fox deals with in his real life. And this was actually his first significant TV acting role in 6 years. As for when Season 4 actually arrives, there's really been no official premiere date set, but I would say based on the show's pattern, Season 3 filmed from February to July of 2025 and premiered in January of 2026. So if production starts similarly this year, early 2027 I would say is probably a realistic window. All I know is that when Season 4 pops up on Apple TV, I will not be able to click on it fast enough.